so he could have the decency to turn up.
Okay, so what you got there? What's the gubbins you got there?
Hold on. Why? They've changed the fucking way Zoom works.
Yeah, haven't they?
Yes, they have. Oh, I love it. I love change, me.
Do it.
Especially change that I didn't ask for. Mind you, I can't complain too much because I don't pay for it. So
Not paying, are we? But we'll have to pay one day if we become millionaires. Have to pay.
oh yeah, I mean everything's a trap nowadays. But
It depends on money, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, it's everything depends on money, but there's always like a hidden hook. Yeah, you sign up something like Facebook, and then they send you details to somebody else, or I don't know. I don't trust modern life.
No. It's
And
always been like that ever since Roman times and before.
well, yeah, it has always been like that, to be perfectly honest. But I didn't look at it like that before. I tried to have a good attitude, but now I don't want to have a good attitude. I just want to see things as they are, and describe them as they are as well.
Yeah.
So if, for example, you start wearing a dress and insisting that I call you she, I probably won't do it.
Well, first I'm not happy. I've been dressed up in drag, but
yeah, once on the Queen's Jubilee in 1977, for some reason I had a Miss Drag Jubilee, and they got me to do it. I looked a fucking sight.
Okay.
I was just, so did the rest of them, to be perfectly honest. Anyway, where are we? Oh yeah, let's give them a shout then.
I rang him up just now with no response. Just the answer machine.
Hello? There we go.
Is it his time or our time, by the way? British summertime or his time, whatever it is, isn't it?
Right. He's an hour ahead of us, so it's 3 o'clock his time, and that's what he asked for.
I see. Okay.
Het spijt me, maar de persoon die u belt is niet beschikbaar. Laat een bericht achter na de toon.
Hello, Luke. It's Steve. It's Saturday. It's 2:15 in the afternoon. Me and Chris are having the meeting now, the revised timing meeting. Just wondering if you want to join us. And right. It's a bit empty without you. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, we'll catch you when you do. Bye, mate. I don't like leaving messages on answering machines. In fact, I don't like very much at all.
Well, I got a positive result from the Fusion group on Facebook.
Oh, yes.
It's called Fusion League, and it's quite a high up place. It's got all sorts of people from top laboratories, just like a contribution for advertising.
Yeah.
And one of them, Robert Hodgson, his name was, took an interest in it. Said it's worth investing in, but he's not going to invest in it. It's a novel way of going about it, and I think it's been taken seriously actually. And they're doing a peer review, and it might be in Nature and stuff like that.
Cool.
But it's a different way of doing things. The tough way they're doing it.
Sorry?
It's a different way of doing it from the way they took about.
Well, yeah, of course it is. And
it's not cold fusion. It's not cold fusion.
Oh, it's pretty much a variant of inertial confinement fusion, isn't it?
It's for so, but it.
And I wondered. I must admit, I wanted to ask you this. When you when you light up a tube with AC, the plasma is distributed more or less all over it. If you use DC though, or impose some DC on it, from what I can gather, you get different concentrations of electrons or protons. From what I can gather, you can sort of get the electrons to mill up towards one end and the protons to go the other end.
That's a Cook's tube.
Right. If you did that, and then if you had a tube and arranged it so the protons were more at one end than the other, and then offset the coil accordingly, would it make the fusing easier?
No. The alternating current across the tube is to ionize the gas. It doesn't supply the reaction. The actual reaction is caused by the coil, which induces a loop of current in the gas, and that is repelled by the coil. That's all it is. And that compresses it into a very small body, less than a millimeter across, and or less than that pinhole, and that gets hot enough and pressurized high enough to ignite the fusion. And then the temperature rises rapidly to at least 2 million degrees. It doesn't need to be very hot. The sun's only 5,000 degrees on the surface. It's probably
I mean, that was the clever thing that's about yours, is that it raises to the usual millions of degrees, but you ain't trying to hold it there.
Yeah. And every millisecond, every 100 milliseconds, it reverses, and the film collapses and reforms. So there's something called a Lawson criterion, which is the time it takes, the time it is, and the fusion conditions. Well, that doesn't apply to this one. It's there all the time. So the burn lasts about a millisecond, then it's back again, or less than a millisecond, because the power of a fusion reactor is very high. And it's liable to take off. And I was questioned about what happens if it overwhelms the current limit, but the way we've done it is different with these spark gaps. If you read the literature, Tesla had one of these. I went to the Tesla Museum in Belgrade, and they knew about it, but they said it wasn't available. And they were surprised to find that we were doing the same thing. And apparently he had a coil, which is a high magnetic field, and that was a DC thing, but it was a alternating current. The voltage is very high. You see, you induce an alternating current in the coil, and that produces a high voltage that goes down across the tube, down the length of the tube, and that ionizes the gas, and then collapses and starts again. So it's doing all the time, and the filter compression is what happens. So it's like an internal combustion engine, and
I've been little two-stroke basically.
And the coil and capacitor act as a flywheel.
Yeah.
Standard design. And we had been working with Apple Laboratory in 1969, but I don't think they used it because they didn't have the maths for it, and they didn't understand it. So I had to derive it. But they knew what it was. They knew it was Tesla's engine. Because Hitler had it during the war and they poo-hooed it. They killed it by saying it didn't work, which is was at war with them. And I think he got his deuterium from Telemark, where they made heavy water, and the heavy water was taken to turn into deuterium and hydrogen. We could use a mixture of deuterium and hydrogen, which is better than just pure deuterium, because any neutrons produced would be absorbed by the hydrogen. So, and that produced more deuterium, so it was actually sitting there going on reacting.
I've just realised, do you know anything about vacuum pumps?
Yes.
You know your standard laboratory Edwards vacuum pump, big square thing?
Yeah.
Do you know what oil it takes? And I mean, how do you?
It's paraffin oil, I think. Paraffin oil. And you have to do it in a cooling jacket, which is nitrogen temperatures, and it gets the pressure goes down. There's a vacuum pump, and then this line diffusion called diffusion pump, and it goes to with if you put like a cold jacket around it to cool it down to nearly absolute zero, it goes down at a really fast rate, and that's very useful for simulating satellites as they enter the vacuum of space. You can simulate it in the thing like that because it goes down very rapidly. So it's actually quite sensible. And my reactor had liquid nitrogen gas going through the copper pipe, made of a copper pipe. So I didn't make it, it's made by another company, and what they made is not known to me. But it was basically, I did the calculation, so I don't know what it was. It's a coil of copper wire about a quarter of an inch diameter with a hole down the middle, which is called a pipe. And down that pipe went the liquid nitrogen, or the gaseous liquid nitrogen, is what I mean. And that kept the resistance down. And you could use a variation of that using a superconductor, which is actually a ribbon, and cut it into a coil, into a loop, and you could helium down it and bring it down to temperatures where it's a superconductor. I think bismuth does it, but that would work out alternating current, because it does work with alternating current, and you get no loss, which is very good. The other loss that I lost in the tokamak is synchrotron radiation, which is because this pulse of electricity is going around in a circle, and the radiation as it goes around, that gives off radiation from the change in energy. Which there's no synchrotron radiation from ours because it's just a tube, and it's compression rather than heating. There's overheating, I think about. It's not. There's no compression at all, and they can't get the particle density high enough to be useful. And when you compress it like this, the particle density goes higher and higher. But the actual reacting volume is only about 40 millimeters long and less than a millimeter in diameter. So it's very small.
Yeah.
And
well, it's got to be.
The pressure's very high. And when I was experimenting with it with tubes, it made a hole in the end of the tube, which was a bit annoying because I wanted to try it again. When we did the couple of rings around it, it stopped. I was interested in that. But to realize that's what it was. Because I had glowing pipes all over the place of ionised gas.
Yes, you did.
Pipe glowing in the dark.
I learned a lot from your line of small vacuum pumps. That was clever.
That went down.
We didn't get quite low, apparently, with a line of vacuum pumps.
That's right. They're diaphragm pumps, cheap enough. So it's a good brainstorm's not coming, as far as I can see. He's probably busy shopping or going his dinner. Because he said
who knows?
This time of day too, didn't he? So,
sorry?
He wanted it this time of day, didn't he?
Well, he specifically asked me to, and he said 2. I must admit, he said 2 or 3. So I started as, but I left him a message on his phone saying we were starting at 2. So,
our time too.
Yeah. Well, last time I actually did anything, we got we could see that there was high voltage there because we did it with a fluorescent tube.
Yeah.
Then I went off to go and find a spark gap, which I couldn't find. Then, and I still can't find. I've got 2. I've got 2 of these bloody starter relays. I've got the oil. Just pour the oil in, and it'll be done. But I'm a bit hung up on this at the moment. I want to find them now. I have done a lot of tidying up and turning things over this week.
Well, you've got two spark gaps. There's 2, I think, 2 spark gaps.
Sorry?
I'm going to send you another one there. Just just 10 shillings each.
Yeah, don't send me any more stuff. I've got everything.
Yeah, got it. I've got it all, but he can't find it.
Well, your stuff I can find. It's mine that I can't find. I've
Right,
prioritised putting yours in a cupboard straight away. It's all in the same place.
Actually, we've
But
got spark gap
mine's.
in there, spark gap deterrent. But don't use a
Um,
deterrent because it's dangerous. Unless you put it inside a
that's right. Right. Yeah. Okay.
And polystyrene is a good stop barrier to neutrons because it slows them down quantum scattering until they decay.
Yeah. Anything with polythene apparently is supposed to be good. I intended to use, unless anybody told me not to, I was going to use polythene water containers full of slightly borated water, because borate is borax.
You don't need the water in this, it's just use borax.
Well, I thought you needed water to slow down or moderate fast neutrons if they're coming off it.
Yeah, I don't know.
And they tell me that borax is a neutron poison.
So
boron.
You told me, yeah.
I assume that borax is related to boron in some way.
Boron oxide.
Right. Okay. So yes. Well, so you should be able to make a reasonable shield with water, boron, and in a polythene container.
Well, I think it's better if we used polystyrene mix, sort of solid polystyrene mixed with boron powder, borax, and that would do borax. And you could buy a reactive metro which goes solid with time when it's solid.
Yeah.
It's still polystyrene actually. Oh, you're gone dead. You're still there.
Yeah. It's my light is on a timer.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I got fed up with being told to turn the garage light off. So after I go out of the garage, 30 seconds later, the light goes off.
Okay. Has it got a detector on it?
So yeah, there's an infrared detector on this light, and the other light in the garage has got its own infrared detector. So I'm only using light where I'm working. And yeah, it goes dark, but all you have to do is put your hand up and it goes back on. So yeah, I can live with that. I can live with occasionally being put into the dark better than I can live with being told off for leaving the lights on.
That's the wires you got there.
Right. Well, yeah, we're looking at my laptop camera, and that's just that's looking down at my workbench, which now my aim for the last few months has been to clear this fucking workbench, but I've just got nowhere to put any of this stuff. So I have to clear everything else first. Well, I'm not very good at binning stuff.
No,
I can, but I mean,
you start over again, then, don't you? I do that. I
bin stuff. Yeah, well, that's why I don't bin stuff, because I find I need it afterwards. So what I'm actually been doing is I built some shelves over there, because I've got other things I'm doing as well, which to me are very important. One of which I'm trying to get myself my own vehicle again. I've got 3, but none of them are roadworthy. So I'm just, the moment I'm trying to fix my motorcycle. So I've built some shelves, and all the fluids that I use, like gas, WD-40's away already. I've now got a shelf to put all my fluids on. And as I find those and pull them out from various spaces, then it frees up another bit of space. I've bought a load of these louver boards. You know these little plastic oh, for fuck's sake, this is right, hang on. If I can't describe it, visual aid.
I see.
I got these and those.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, exactly. When I get them up on the wall, then it'll give me a lot more storage space for this stuff. I must admit, I was quite industrious for the first time in years last week. I'm rather hoping I'm starting to get my mojo back a bit, but because the last few years, Chris, I've been fucking useless, and yeah, it's not just been your project; it's been across the board. Everything I've built up has gradually gone away, and I got to be honest. I mean, is it old age? Do you get less enthusiastic as you get older?
I don't know. It's more to do.
No, because you don't seem to have. You
No,
seem to
I'm still just as enthusiastic as I was. I've been inhibited from doing things by people who don't know.
By circumstances, yes, absolutely. You need somebody to look at. I personally think you need somebody to look into that. You had a lot of money when you started in that
Yes,
place.
it's all been stolen. That's what's happened.
Well, no, well, it's. I think the services you've received have been very expensive.
Yes,
which is the same as stealing it. But it's it's the way they get away with it, isn't it?
Yeah, they did it legitimately, and I've got 4 computers now. 4 computers. So,
yes.
All working.
So when I go back down there, what's the next thing I'm supposed to be doing?
Down where?
Well, into the shed where the other transfusor is. What is my next objective when I've got the spark?
Assembly it like I said, but we did a post test, so you've got to make sure it runs at the right frequency and see what the frequency oscillation is.
Right. Okay. So I'll hook up the setup we've got, some test equipment to the 8-channel scope. Yeah. So as like Luke does, so as we can see what's happening.
Don't use his scope. It's a proper scope. One where you can trigger it and have a delay.
Oh right, okay.
What's going on? It's Tektronix on me. Nice one. You've got one of those.
I don't have Tech. I personally don't like Tektronix.
What make you have? How many?
Philips or Fluke. Hang on, Hitachi or LaCroix.
You got those, have you? But if they got the delayed sweep and a signal sweep, that'd be useful to see this before. There you go.
The Hitachi is very nice.
See what the maximum peak is and how long it lasts, so get some idea what's going on. And if you've got one of those born flash tubes,
gaps,
just the charge tubes, you can see what point that kicks in.
Yes.
Where it stops the light. And
okay.
And it does the gas itself inside the tube right up.
Yeah.
You could use a tube of rarefied air would do. You don't need to.
Well, we've been using a fluorescent tube, haven't we?
That would do that. So that would.
You sent me a fluorescent tube.
Right,
we'll use that for the time being.
Yes, I think so, just to get the idea of what's going on.
Okay.
I'd make a film of it, try to get one of your video cameras pointing at it and record it.
Yeah.
You can do that when we're not here, and then you can play it to us.
Okay. Yes. That actually, not producing on demand suits me very much. Yeah. All right. Okay, Chris. I'll have a good go at that next week, and Oh, cool. Yes. Yeah, because I know Luke likes doing the performing seal bit, but I don't really.
Well, it's a massively complicated thing that won't work because it's too complicated. There's too many coils and too many huge transistors. Any effect will be swamped by transistors.
Yeah.
He's fond of these things. Uses them before. So I tend to be barefoot engineer, not have anything.
Yeah, I must admit, I like yours. It's elegant. I can see how it can go, but it's at the same time, it's got to be set up.
Yeah, the first one
what's the word?
I made was powered by a big transmitter. I used a amateur band transmitter at 3.5 kilohertz, 3.5 kilohertz, omega 0.5 megahertz, and it had a linear amplifier on it with 500
Yeah.
going into it, and it was working. And I managed to get it working without the amp being on, so I turned it off and it still carried on. And I demonstrated it to the Minister of Power at the time, who was an RMP, and he couldn't see what it was. He thought I was working on it.
Well, this is the problem. I've got to admit, people just don't. Yeah, they just. It's hard to understand how uncomprehending normal people are sometimes. I mean, things that appear simple to me. I try, you try and explain. Oh, you don't want to do that because the vaccine was a good example.
That didn't work.
Well, look, I've got to be honest.
Money at things. They measure things in money. They put money.
I know.
Expect money out, and so they think in terms of. But if it's a simple thing, it only costs £5,000. It's not going to be any good. But if it costs £10 million, then it's worth it. So
yeah,
sort of
absolutely.
And I've been told when I went to the Cullen laboratory, was it Cullen laboratory in Slough? Where is it? Cullen. And I went with one of my reactors, and they weren't very interesting, but they said to test it properly in their labs, it cost £10 million to do a test, and they didn't even think about it. So, and at that time I had a toroid design, which wouldn't work. So the toroid is a big fluke. Sounds a good idea, but you can't bend and make it feel around like that. It won't work.
Yeah.
The first is to go straight on, or to test their own circuit.
No, I must admit, your little engine is the way to go.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling that, how do you put it, the commercial version will have a lot of bells and whistles on it. Just
and have
at the end of the day, you've got to replenish the deuterium.
Yeah.
Which will require very careful control of pressure.
Yeah. Needle valve. You don't need a valve.
A what? Needle valve.
Needle valve and a vacuum pump is what I had before. And
yes.
I did add a low pressure on it as the power drove out. I increased the size of the hole. And it was deuterium I used. I remember the tube, big cylinder of deuterium.
Right, because this is part of the reason.
To bring it down to the original pressure, then there was the needle valve.
Okay, so I want to hang on to a couple of needle valves. Sorry, because I got a lot of stuff from Ventilator Challenge.
What do those of you got vacuum pumps in those?
Well, no. I got my vacuum pump from somewhere else, but
one of those.
I've got an Edwards.
Is it a piston one or a diffusion pump?
Let us move to the other location where I can show you.
Okay.
Hang on there. I'll be literally a couple of minutes, or I'll come back here. It should work.
Hello? Yes, workshop. We got 8 minutes.
Right. Okay. I better be quick then. Right, there's camera. Yes.
Oh, crumbs. That's kind of bad. It's a piston, isn't it? It's probably a circuit system, one of those sort of the vein that goes around like that.
Yeah, it's a vein pump, I believe.
The old vein pump. I think
it's rotary.
Rotary vein pump.
It came from the PI lab at Ferranti, apparently.
Yeah.
And they've cut the mains lead off it.
Oh, you should.
Which.
So what? Yeah, yes. So that sounds like a good idea. And you have the diffusion pump at the inlet to the vacuum. So the vacuum's up there, and the diffusion pump sits on top. That brings
right
from a partial vacuum to high vacuum. Because that's literally what they'll do.
Everything seems to be soaked in this oil.
Yeah, it will be. Because it's.
But yeah, anyway, now I've got this, and on the other side of the Coventry, I've got a complete vacuum chamber, which came from Marconi Space.
But you need a diffusion pump to get the vacuum right
now. Well, the pump that's in it is about the size of my workbench here. It's absolutely massive. And it runs off 3-phase.
I see.
So this says oil. Okay, hang on. I think I can't tell if we've got any oil. The sight glass at the back is murky. No, I don't. I'd be able to see it if there was oil in. So yeah,
that's not a diffusion pump, not like that. We're frozen. We've got you're frozen. Hello, you're frozen then for a short while.
Yeah, I heard you shout frozen, so I thought bollocks to that.
It's come back now. So
yes.
Those veins are just helped. So there's a pump. The diffusion pump is got a cryogenic chamber and it cools it down.
Right, yeah, absolutely. Now, this is old shit mechanical stuff.
Yes, well, they use that as the backing pump, and the diffusion pump sits on top.
Right, okay.
So where's the inlet to that? The vacuum inlet?
On the top. There's inlets and everything's just on the top of that square box there.
Oh, yes.
They've got covers on them already, so obviously.
So the diffusion pump will go on where the vacuum is formed.
Right.
An exhaust pipe for the air and an inlet, which is where the vacuum goes. and the diffusion pump sits on that. Between the vacuum chamber and the pump. Got it? Can you hear me? Well, I've frozen too.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I can hear you. Maybe he'll show up now at 3 o'clock. Who knows?
Well, we're going offline in about 5 minutes. I don't intend to come back. But if he does come back, he'll ring me up and tell me. Because I can't ring you up because I've got no credit on my phone. I've got these
Right.
phones. I can use those as line.
Okay. Hang on. You know your credit on your. How much are you paying for your phone service?
I don't know. It's pay as you go. It depends how much I use it.
Right. Okay. If you use GIFGAF,
Yes.
you get unlimited minutes, unlimited texts for £6 a month.
Oh, that's quite good. I thought it was 25.
No, it's 6. It used to be 5. Now they put it up to 6, which I resented. And it used to be you got unlimited calls to other GIFGAF numbers, but it's and 500 minutes a month. But it seems I've never run out of airtime. I never run out. Yeah.
Data. What about data?
Right, you don't get a lot of data, but I don't use data, so I don't care. I'm not. For me, it's a telephone. Yeah, camera's useful, but I don't want all this internet bollocks on a tiny little screen. I can't read. It just seems pointless.
Yeah.
So,
you've gone all shaky. You've got a
hello?
back line. Internet line. You're coming and going.
In collecting data, and I don't. You've frozen. Yeah, we haven't got very good internet today. Or we haven't got very good Zoom. I don't know what's going on.
It's probably busy. It takes up bandwidth.
Yeah, it might do. Who knows? Who cares? To be perfectly honest.
I've got to see a psychiatrist on Monday.
Right. I must admit, it's it looks better in there than it looks on the laptop screen.
Yeah.
It's it looks lighter.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to I've got a camera that I'm going to bung in there that will, I can move around and pan and tilt. That's all.
Okay, well, when it times out, I'll finish. But if the don't does come on at 3 o'clock, I'll come back. Just have to ring me.
I'll log back. Well, your meeting's always available, isn't it?
No,
so
I have to switch it on.
Oh right, okay. Because I catch you at all sorts of times. Yeah, if I go and log into your meeting, you're normally there.
Oh well, that just happens by chance when I'm online.
Mm.
Still going over just less 1 minute. So bye bye.
All right then. I'll see you in a bit then, Chris, and I'll have something to report next time I see you.
Okay, bye. Best wishes.
Yes, thank you.
And don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Yeah. Oh well, at least I will turn up for every meeting, even if I don't want to talk to you. I'll turn up and tell you I don't want to talk to you. Yeah.
I see.
We need a bit more politeness and a bit more fucking professionalism.
Sunday next time. Sunday.
Now let's stick with Saturday.
Yeah.
Because I got a lot going on Sunday. I found out.
Okay.
Is this time good for you?
Yes, it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just think about this. It was a tad early for me, but only because if she wasn't going out, it wouldn't have made any difference. But yeah, I like to